It's hard, I know I'm better off just restarting, but you still own my heart, and I want more than anything to just move on. Whoa, I'm still hurting in my mind. Whoa, got a feeling that this time, whoa, without you here in my nights,
Hi friends, welcome to another Clean With Us.
Today we might have taken on a bit more than we can handle. If you enjoy cleaning, organizing, and taking on clutter chaos like this, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel because we do videos like this all the time. So check out our cleaning playlist as well. Looking at this room, you would not believe that it belongs to one of the tidy two. So which one do you think it is? Do you think Lana has this room or do you think Lara has this room?
Let's talk about hoarding and collecting and clutter in general. Throughout the video today, we're going to be really being vulnerable with our clutter habits and want to share with you guys some of the things that we do and maybe some of the things that we need help with. Also, before we get started, just wanted to say we apologize for our voices today. The pollen count in here in Iowa is so high. It's just very scratchy and mucusy. It's a pretty disgusting thing, but we're going to try to keep it as beautiful sounding as possible.
Okay, so obviously you remember the TV show Hoarders.
I love that show.
You know, I loved that show when I was younger, especially because I was like, how on earth can people live like that? Like, how do you even get into that position? Now, as I'm experiencing it, I really can see how it happens. I mean, it happened, right in front of my eyes so quickly, but, I don't have a shopping addiction. I'm not,
The only addiction you have is to gift bags, which we're going to get into in a little bit.
Yeah, I do like gift bags. I have one for pretty much every occasion, but also did a really good job decluttering this past week on that. So you'll see that. And we're just going to talk about the reasons why people hoard.
Okay, wow, that is looking better already, though, and I think it's important, like we've always talked about one step at a time, and in this case, the one step was creating a clear path to the bed. So this is kind of behind the scenes, and this is what it looks like in many of our cleaning videos where we will use the hallway or the room nearby to sort things, and these are going to different places in the home, so it might be garbage or just things like that.
Here's me trying to keep the sorting continuously like fresh or, finding different ways and places to sort these out into categories. I'm sure it's confusing trying to figure out who's who, so we'll take a moment to introduce ourselves.
I'm Lana.
And I'm Lara.
And we're two identical twins who love to clean and tidy.
And if you guessed Lara at the beginning of the video for whose room we were cleaning today, then you were correct. It is Lara. I have a million different totes and bags and so many tiny objects. Lana has the strength, I'll call it strength, where she can take a little tote and be like, look at the bottom of it and be like, okay, this is all trash. I honestly could never do that.
Oh, it's so easy. I just see it and I'm like, unless there's money at the bottom, tilt it into the garbage can.
Oh, that's so crazy to me because I'm looking at these things. I'm like, for one, little craft items, buttons.
I'll buy new craft items, I promise you. But it is important, like when I'm seeing these things, I'm asking myself, like, will I remember this little button at the bottom of the tote and like in 10 days even? And the answer is no. And so I realize I'm not attached to the things that are there, or a lot of things actually. It's just easier to say goodbye.
And we'd love to know what you think of that. You know, if you're sorting a room, I mean, are you going through every item to make sure you're not missing something? Or, you know, do you not really care about certain things and you're like, okay, I haven't opened this box in, you know, a couple months or a year or more than that. And so what's in there probably isn't important. Lana had already done so much to help me, but honestly, this was kind of a journey I needed to do on my own. So this is actually, it's a craft room, but it is also kind of an office and at one point a spare room. So I think part of the problem is that I didn't have a purpose for this room. Our living arrangements are changing. We're having my nephew come and live with us for a while, and we're really excited about that, but I had to clean out my old room for that. So, you know, I had to take some items from that old room and put them into this room. The truth is, this room really was the worst room in the house even before this, but it was at the point where I literally could not walk into it.
And part of our attachment to items and these things in our room really stems from, you know, we don't have time to get into our whole story, but when we were teenagers, we actually, when we moved to the Midwest, we lost almost all of our stuff. So family photos were gone, sentimental things were gone, and it's been quite hard to let go of things because of us not being able to have them when we were younger.
But interestingly, and I think this is the fascinating thing with twins, with people in general, but especially siblings, is that, you know, we're raised in the same environment. Same exact things happened to both of us, and yet we dealt with it differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's truthfully part of that trauma response is that your body and your brain, you know, they have to react differently. What you experience and I experience might be the same, but definitely our reactions are different.
And again, if you guys are fans of us, you've seen Lana in her house, and even though it can get messy, it's usually like, you know, mess from the kids and stuff like that. Lana doesn't really hold on to a lot of things.
I wonder what my house would look like, though, if I didn't have kids. Like, would it always be clean? Nah, I don't think it'd always be clean. But I am kind of curious, like, what do I envision for myself without children?
Well, I think about your bedroom and your closet, because your closet especially, you have 35 hangers, I think.
25 hangers.
25. I'm so sorry. I think I've been telling people 35. I'm so sorry.
And it's a badge of honor, actually.
And our declutter video is where you can see such a huge difference between the two of us, because she has these 25 hangers.
Thank you.
And I have, you know, at the time it was, you know, over 100 or more. Now it's down to closer to 75, which is more realistic for me. But I just think it's incredible that, you know, she's able just to say goodbye to things and let them go. And I'm sitting here and I really struggle to say goodbye to things.
Well, and I witnessed that throughout this video process. It was, to me, some things were so obvious to say goodbye to, and it caused a lot of tension between the two of us.
I wouldn't say maybe tension, not between us. It was more within me, myself, and I. But
I feel that. I feel how you feel, so I understand completely.
And I think that we try our best to, you know, take on all these projects and help people. And sometimes, especially in a room like this, it's so easy to just shut the door, forget about my own stuff, and I'm like, who can I help? What can I take on?
You can't pour from an empty cup, and I feel like we do need to spend time cleaning for ourselves because it is therapeutic. We get so much from a clean room, and we give that to so many people, but we also need to receive it ourselves.
Okay, so back to hoarding. So, you know, I think that creative people often have trouble letting go of items because they're thinking of all the ways that they can use them. Oh, you know, especially if you're a crafter, you're like, this would look great for this, or maybe during the holidays I can use this, or if we ever have that big wedding or whatever, you know, let's keep these just in case. And so it is good to have a person help sort of keep you in check, and that's why I'm so grateful to have Lana, that and a million other reasons, obviously. But also you do have to have firm boundaries with your stuff. Maybe asking yourself, why are you holding on to something so hard? Like, why is it so important that you keep it? You know, again, I'm not the best person to be giving advice on this, but something I was able to do for some items was to say goodbye.
you know, the process of saying goodbye is different for everyone. Like for Lara, it's a strategic piece. There's multiple steps.
Well, it's to me, well, I like that you say strategic. That's interesting. It's a sentimental thing to me. If you guys are ever interested in Marie Kondo, she really helped me being able to say goodbye to items. You know, of course, she's known for her folding, you know, strategies and things like that, and that her technique, and that's wonderful. But really, it's letting an item know that it has served its purpose. And so now that it has served its purpose, it can go on to someone else, or even garbage or miscellaneous inanimate things that, you know, aren't going to someone else. It's okay maybe to say, you know, thank you, you have served your purpose.
And I know that it makes Lara so cringe when I say goodbye to an item, because I literally yeet it across the room and I don't think twice about it.
It crushes me to see that. Now, I'm in therapy, and I'm really, really happy about that choice. And this is something that, you know, I'm working on, is, you know, like being able to actually say goodbye to stuff, which is, you know, kind of crazy, and a million other things.
You know, if I was in therapy, and I'm not, and I should be, that's its own story. But I am kind of curious on how callous they probably think I am. Like, all the feelings have faded. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. It's totally fine. But we both know that mental health is super important, and especially if you feel like you have these like hoarding tendencies or, you know, obsessive compulsiveness in any way. It
would be a good idea to seek professional help for this. Our channel is here to support you, but there's some things that we're not the professionals. So please seek help, and let us know how we can help you on your journey.
Yeah, we'd love to inspire you and motivate you to get projects done. So if you like watching organizational videos because you're struggling with organization, then let us know that. If you're like, I kind of just want someone to, you know, clean the kitchen in a nice, satisfying ASMR way, we can do that too.
Hold on tight, I'm on my way. 'Cause everything's perfect when I'm with you. My love is just a game you play, and I just need you to be true with me. 'Cause baby, I've just been following your voice just to see that you have been making me more paranoid. How about losing you forever? I can't imagine my life if I lose you forever.
Okay, so one of the things that I really, if there is a perk to being a hoarder, is when you decide to finally clean everything out, it's kind of like going on a shopping trip or a memory lane trip. And I really enjoy like going through all the items.
You know, I think back to what you were saying about us being creative people, and I think about our childhood toys, which we have just a couple from, like those Barbies you guys saw. But like Lara and I loved Barbies. We had a huge trunk, and we would create literal neighborhoods of Barbies until The Sims came out, and then we started to transition to play The Sims instead.
I mean, I still think Barbies are cool, and I think that is actually part of my crafting problem, is that your girls are old enough to play with Barbies, American Girl dolls, little doll houses, and I love making little craft items for them. So when you see some of the like Ziploc bags and mason jars full of, you know, just random stuff in this craft room, it's genuinely, I'm like, oh, that would make such a cute little display in the dollhouse that I'm gonna eventually, you know, refurnish.
Yeah, absolutely.
one of hundreds and hundreds of creative projects that I have going on in my mind at all times. So I do have to prioritize what I actually focus on. And that's really hard to do. Again, as I like to think I'm a fairly creative person. So I'm sitting here like, oh, I can use these. I know that eventually this project is going to come up. And it might not be, realistic to have all these projects. Maybe just pick one or two things that you're really passionate about and just focus on those until you actually complete them. As you've probably noticed, I'm wearing at least like 3 or 4 or 5 different outfits during this video. It's because it took over a week to get this done. This did not happen in one day. Our videos are usually less than 30 minutes long, and it makes it look like we just got everything done so quickly, when really that's the magic of editing, and it took a lot of effort, work, everything to get this to where it is even right now.
Baby, you're just the way, just the way, just the way I like. You're just the way, just the way, just the way I like. You're just the way, just the way, just the way I like. You're just the way, just the way, just the way I like.
I like a smart girl taking chances. A Beatles t-shirt and glasses. Probably drove here in a Volvo. Got a dog in the car named Ringo. Do that weird dance I like. Throw horns while I rock the mic.
At this point, Lara had been working for days on this, and sometimes when you look at a room and you see that it still looks like this, it can be really discouraging. But, we have to remind ourselves that it will look worse before it gets better, and that the systematic approach of organizing tote after tote, one at a time, overall will clean up the entire process.
And this is just a sneak peek into the chaos that is this room. I mean, there's greeting cards, gift tags. Giving gifts is one of my love languages. So, I love to be able to surprise somebody with a cute little, something that made me think of them. And it, is kind of crazy to think that, I love that so much. And yet, I didn't even know where my gift wrap and things were not too long ago. And now at least I have piles started in sections. So I am pretty happy about that. And this process never ends. It's not going to just all of a sudden get easy for me to get rid of things. That's just not who I am. So I have to find new strategies and ways and clever storage, and ultimately the heart to be able to say thank you for these items, for what they've done. Now they can go and help someone else and serve a different purpose.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it will cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering why my mind.
I started on the project every day early in the morning. I'm an early person as it is, so I was like, let me see what I can get done. But for this last couple of weeks, I've also stayed up really late, which isn't like me. And so I needed to take both daytime and evening hours in order to complete this project. So it's about, an hour and a half in the morning and maybe an hour in the evening. And so that's how I was able to even get to these boxes and categories that are sorted. I've got stencils and Sharpies and scissors. This is definitely an art teacher, craft teacher's paradise.
And my worst nightmare. Ironically, I actually love to craft as well. I have a craft room in my house that often is very, very messy. I just have very different things. A lot of my stuff is fabric. This bag, sorry, Laura, looking at this bag brings me anxiety.
Okay, so before you judge, that is actually the one bag that this project, you guys are going to see the after shots. It looks beautiful. It looks like a whole different room. That bag is still not sorted. That is something that is going to take me time. I don't know what it is about tiny items, but, you know, I'm not the kind of person that can just, like, vacuum over Legos like some people.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm ruthless with the vacuum.
I bet you some of our viewers are just shocked. But you know what? A lot of them have kids. So, you know, if you guys are just let us know. Are you attached to small sentimental items? Do you care if you run over a Lego? You know, let us know in the comments.
You know, seeing this shot makes me so proud of you because I know this was not an easy process, and I can actually see the final vision in this part of it. Like, you did really, really well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am sad to say goodbye to a lot of the things that I had to say goodbye to, but when I also look at this space, I'm so happy that there's this beautiful floor that, you know, I can walk around, and this ends up being my temporary, anyways, new office. So you guys will see the desk set up and everything like that. So I am very happy. That's actually the room that we're recording in right now.
We're coming to the end of our video.
We enjoyed this clean. It was hard work, but it was very satisfying and rewarding to have it completed. And we hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that watching us sort, clean, declutter, organize brings you some amount of joy or motivation in your life.
And now for the reveal. Thank you for watching.
If you came to our channel to watch cleaning and organizing, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you know what our next project is.
All right, and don't forget to share our channel with 13 of your friends. Remember, if you do not share our channel with 13 friends, you will receive bad luck.
There is not just uno of us, there's dos. Check us out twice a day on TikTok at The Tidy 2. Our cleaning playlist has over 30 videos that you can choose from. We clean pretty much any room that you can think of and some unique spaces as well. We're also at over 530 subscribers. You are incredible. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. And if you haven't yet, that's okay. There's still time. The video's not over. It's going to transition into the next video. You can do this.
It's summertime.
We're cleaning. We want to know, what should we clean next?